Dear Luisa Fernanda Marroquín, cordial greeting. My name is Brian Ricardo Muñoz Muñoz. I am part of the staff recruitment team of Institución Educativa Concentración de Desarrollo Rural. How are you?
Fine, thanks. And you?
I'm well, thanks.
I'm just happy you're okay right now.
Well, now I want to ask you some questions about yourself, the work you are doing, and your experience in the field of education.
Yes, of course, with pleasure. For me, it's a pleasure.
Thank you. Let's get started. Tell me about you, please.
I have worked as a teaching assistant for a year and a half. My role was to develop work materials according to the demands of the school, taking account the needs of the students, their learning styles, and then use them in the classroom, making us of technological resource in order to contribute to the teaching learning process of children. I really like what I do, helping students learn to improve and to get ahead. As integral people is one of the things that I am most passionate about. And likewise, to be able to help low-income children to access education. I am interested in working for you because I am passionate about teaching. I know that area, so it will be great to work as an English teacher for your institution.
That's right, Lisa. Um, why did you decide to become a teacher?
I chose the path pedagogy because I want to help children learn. I want to guide them on their path, teach them good values so that they can overcome and become great people, worthy citizens. I can say that I choose pedagogy because one shows curiosity in children so that later they teach us how it grows and feeds learning and then see the fruits together.
That's right, Lisa. Um, what do you like to do in your free time?
I like reading and driving. I feel that they are two activities that take you out of really and take you to a world of tranquility. When you achieve a mental balance, you are awake, but focus on more creative things far from stress. These are fantastic exercise.
Okay, Lisa, that's right. What do you know about our school?
It is one of the most recognized institutions in San Jose Guaviare for its agricultural and academic education. It is also of the schools that manages a very strict planning which catalogs them as one of the best schools thanks to its good training. This institution has an egalitarian program which allows access to education to all children, and is one of the actions that must make marks a school.
Right, Lisa, very good. Uh, Given our curricular approach, what kind of change would you make?
I will not make any changes because within the things that caught my attention and I like about this situation is the approach that you handle, and it is the curiosity visit. It is one of the models that I like to use in my classes because it's priorities. They need to provide the students with the necessary instruments so that they can take the reins of their own training. In other words, this model prioritizes student learning and takes into account prior knowledge of it. It seeks to form autonomous, integral, active, critical students with the ability to make decisions and make evaluations.
All right, Lisa. Um, what do you like most about your current job?
Okay, teaching. As I said before, I have been a teacher assistant and I have developed work materials and taught children. For this reason, I can say that one of things I like most about being in the classroom is to offer my knowledge to students. In addition, as I teach them, they teach me, and from her the teacher-student relationship is born and strengthened.
Okay, all right, Lisa, it's cool. Uh, what do you want to change jobs?
Within my professional schedule is to use my work as a teacher in English. For this reason, I want to acquire new job. I have worked as an assistant, but my goal is to continue studying, continue improving myself to be the teacher in the classroom.
All right, Lisa. Um, how do you react to stressful situations?
I try to take a deep breath and try to relax, analyze things, and prioritize what is most important.
Very good. I'm agree. Do you think it's important for a teacher to take into account the different learning styles of the students?
It's essential that a teacher takes into account the different learning styles of children because not all students learn in the same way or at the same speed. For this reason, I think it is necessary to keep them in mind when planning, assessing, and evaluating teaching methods and learning environments.
Okay, Lisa. Um, do you see yourself capable of uh, leading teams?
If I believe that I have the competences, skills, and abilities that the jobs requires, it will be a personal and professional challenge for me, but I have the capacity to do it.
Okay, Lisa. All right. How would you incorporate information and communication technologies into your sessions?
Through activities. When I'm explaining a topic in the classroom, I really like to use ICT because in the way I can captive the attention of the students and also generate a didactic class that contributes to the improvement of children's learning. In this society, individuals are immersed in technologies, and the best strategy of education is to use them tools in their favor in such a way that teaching learning is benefited.
Okay, Luisa. Uh, what motivational techniques do you usually use with your students?
Okay, mainly I start knowing the students, their initial situation, and then I begin to know their learning methods. According to this, I implement several teaching methodologies so that the class does not become monotonous. I encourage the active participation of the student. I use visual aids to explain concepts.
That's okay, Luisa. Thank you very much for your time. This interview has been very interesting. I think that we will be on the touch with you soon.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Take care, Luisa. Bye bye.
Cordial greeting, dear teacher Jose Navia. My name is Brian Ricardo Muñoz. I am part of the personnel selection team of the Libertad Educational Institution of the municipality of Rovira Tolima in the rural area. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Very well, thanks. Well, now I want to ask you some question about yourself, the work you are doing and your experience in the field of education, right?
Yes, of course. With pleasure.
Thanks. Let's get started. Tell me about you.
Okay. First of all, I want to emphasize that I love this job because I consider that teaching is one of the most beautiful and fundamental tasks in any society, but that it requires a lot of sacrifice, patience, and love for this art. This is how I highlight that I have these qualities important, which has led me to choose and undertake this work. I believe that education is not only important to enrich our students with recognition, but it's essential to promote tolerance among people and contribute to creating more peaceful societies, right?
I think so too, right? Now, how old are you?
I'm 27 years old.
That's okay. And where were you born and where do you currently live?
I was born in São Paulo, Nariño, but I currently live in Rovira, Tolima due to my work.
How often do you practice English?
Every day I practice about 30 minutes since my work consumes most of my time, but I consider that it's very important to study for at least 1 hour a day. This will help to create the best routine so that you can learn English and master it in the best way. And well, this language English is the most learning language, sorry, as a second language. Um, which tell us that it's not as difficult as we think. Therefore, you must decide to take the first step and move firmly towards your goal. By learning English, you will be able to overcome your uh, fears, and increase your self-confidence. Right? Studying English will allow you to express yourself fluently in front of others. Right? Explain your ideas smoothly, with order and clarity, and other words. Learning the language also enhances other skills such as creativity, reasoning, problem solving, etc.
That's right, I agree with you. Why do you think that English will improve the living condition of the people who are learning it?
In general, there are many reasons to start studying English. People start an English course because they plan to travel abroad, because they want to enhance their professional skill, or simply because they are passionate about language. Therefore, below we often you a list with the main reason to start an English course. Currently, English is the most demanded language in companies, right? Which is why it became the main tool to expand professional and personal goals. As soon as you master the language, you will have access to more and better jobs on different opportunities. And it's also a very important language to improve our access to education. It will allow us not only to study abroad, but also to access academic information such as easy and scientific texts published in English. English is the universal language and becomes an important reason when starting an English course. You will be able to communicate without barriers and in different fields, from commerce and finance to leisure, religion and culture, right? Speaking English will allow you to get to know other cultures and lifestyles. You will be able to meet new people around the world, understand their habits and customs. In addition, knowing English will help us to better understand our own culture, our custom, and our language and rich experiences like this will make you know yourself better and grow as a person, right?
Right, I know what you mean. It's good. What are your hobbies?
Among the hobbies that I like the most are dancing, going to the pool, and going for a walk. And what I enjoy the most is sharing with my family and friends, because I consider that sharing time with them. Therefore, sharing with my family is a fundamental part of that our children grow up with a great sense of principles, values, character, and self-esteem. The family is the first nucleus where they will form and expand in their minds, since each member of the home offers a unique vision of the world, right? It's essential to give meaning and direction to the time we spend with the family. This must be a positive contribution, for our children. Activities as varied as games, movies, reading, cooking, doing housework must be able to provide the little ones with training, structured values, and straight family ties, right? Here, our children will improve a deep value and meaning to the members of the household, right? Who participate in the activities.
Yes, I couldn't agree more. That's right. Will you be willing to work as a team?
Of course, I believe that teamwork is essential since currently this concept is closely related to the dynamic of group work in different fields and areas such as work, student, and even family. The importance of teamwork arises from the consideration that the more people come together in a committed way to carry out an activity, to better and more results will be. This is why I like to work as a team. It's very common to find the concept of teamwork, especially in the workplace, right? Where groups of people establish common specific objectives. I believe that this is essential because this is how the proposed objectives will be achieved. This thanks to the union of the different capacities, intelligences, ideas, and skill at the service of a task or activity in order to carry it out more quickly to obtain optimal results, right?
Okay, I agree with you. What is your level of English? And do you think you will have improved by the end of the year? What should you improve?
At this moment, my level of English is B2, but my purpose is to reach the next level and improve every day in the different skills of this language, for which I must prepare a lot. I consider that by the end of the year I will have greatly improve my level of English. You don't have to be afraid of making mistakes. I think that learning as a language is a great option to develop our personal growth and continuously improve. Sorry. So the important thing is not to worry too much or be assessment when communicating with native speakers or students with a high and fluent level. Nor should be your feel bad if mistakes are made in this process, right? I think I should have more confidence in myself and keep practicing a lot.
I'm in favor of that, right? At the end of the semester, will you be willing to take a test to measure your English skill?
Of course, I think this is essential to measure my English skill. Well, this will allow me to demonstrate the progress in my training process, to know if I am learning and in what aspects I should improve. That is why I would like to present right a test that will help me measure my level of English.
Right. And do you think that at the end of this interview you will be ready to start working?
I confirm that I am suitable for this job since highlight that I have 4 years of experience in this work, which is not much, but in this time I have learned many important and fundamental things. Although it's true that as human beings we learn all these days and even more in the teaching profession, where every day we must be prepared to face the change and evolutions that are emergency. Sorry. And for all of the above, I look forward to working with you to demonstrate my abilities, and potential by working in this beautiful field of education.
It's so good. I hope that. In what year will you have finished university?
I will have finished university by the year 2023. I hope so, with God's help and my hard work.
That's so good. When you finish university, do you think you will get a job?
I know it's not that easy, but I will try to find a job in a university or college. The important thing is to be in activity mode.
Okay. Why do you want to work with us?
I want to work with you to continue contributing to the learning of the children of this country. And because, as I have said before, I love this art of educating.
It's wonderful. Will you be prepared for the challenge of education?
Yes, I consider myself a person who is willing to face any kind, of challenge in life. I believe that in this job we must be prepared for all kinds of change and change that appear every day, right?
You're right. It's so good. Why should we hire you?
They should hire me because I am a responsible person with a big heart who is willing to work with sacrifice in this work.
Okay, good. Will you be willing to share your knowledge with those around you?
Yes, sure, because that is our duty as teacher. So that is my main objective in this work, especially with students. I think that sharing knowledge with college has the following advantage among others. It encourages innovation and creativity, which becomes a competitive advantage. Improve problem solving. It improves productivity and performance, as well as the ability to meet objectives.
I agree with you. Will you be able to distribute your time to study and work?
Yes, that is what I have been doing for the last 4 years. In this way, I have been able to carry out my projects and improve my knowledge.
I know what you mean. It's good. Will you be ready to constantly update your knowledge?
It's correct, because this is essential because this contributes to simulation and curiously. This exercise generates the habit of continuing to acquire other knowledge and studying activity promotes a sense of responsibility, and I have been acquired and this habit thanks to a routine that I have, which helps to distribute the times for each of the responsibilities that I have.
That is exactly what I think. Thank you very much for your time, teacher. This interview was very pleasant.
Thanks.
Bye bye, thanks.